Dale, Sally. Woo! Make sure you comment good morning if you're here. Don't be a pussy. When you want more. Peter! Wonder how many people are going to be here this morning. Or if the bank holiday was an excuse for a lay-in. Because they're not morning people. Anyone new, a little bit of pre-warning. Do not ever tell me you are not a morning person. I'll tell you why. John, Claire, Emma, come on! And one morning. Oi, oi, oi. Right, let's crack on. I have never been, I can't believe there's only 10 people here. Where are all the people at? Maybe they're all actually in tents after festivals or seriously hungover. Who cares? Each to their own. We're all doing our best, right? And life is about balance. So I'm not really digging you out too much. Sarah Jane, good morning and welcome to Unbreakable 90. Peter Hogg, good morning. Anyone who's asking what happens at the end of 5 weeks, if you're on the 5-week plan, I will message you today. What happens is, if invited, if I actually know who you are and you've checked in and you've been accountable and you've actually done some work in the last 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and I think you're a good fit, then you will receive an invite to Unbreakable 90, where you get to work with me one-to-one. I'm also starting a business coaching program, guys, which is a 12-month program, which includes the fitness, the nutrition, and the mindset, but also me working on your business with you. So your sales, your marketing, your lead generation, your retention, your client care, Facebook adverts, copywriting, everything. Okay, so if you're interested, you've got my email. So first of all, thank you for being here this morning. Secondly, I cannot wait to deliver this training. I'm also going to upload the recording of Saturday's speech, guys, after this and send it to you guys because it's pretty powerful. And I will also be delivering the same. Let me just see if I can get onto it. I'm going to be delivering it live again tonight. So it's well worth being on, guys. It's going to be 7 p.m. I've created this separate link for you guys. Just bear with me 1 second. Meetings. Let me get you the link. Here we go. So you do need to register. Pop it in the comments. You do need to register. Send it to all your friends. It's going to be an hour's world-class coaching. It's in the comments there. I'll just do the link separately as well. 7 p.m. tonight. How to overcome fear and procrastination and start living the life that you truly love. So if any of your friends, maybe you've got some friends who are struggling a little bit, they keep saying they're going to change, but they won't take action. Maybe your husband needs to come on it. Maybe your wife needs to come on it. Maybe anyone who needs some help on it, but don't force anyone. Just say, hey, this really cool thing going down tonight. I think you'd like it. Would you like to come? Not, you're clearly struggling. You need to watch this. That's the language change where so many people go wrong, guys, when they're either trying to help their loved ones, they're trying to help their friends, their families. And because we care about them and we're passionate, we can give some quite aggressive advice and direction. I used to do this a lot, so I get it. When it hasn't been asked for, what happens then is the person feels attacked and either goes deeper into their hole or reacts because they didn't ask you for advice. But you can reframe it very easily by saying, I've been doing this really cool thing and it's making me feel this way. Would you like to join me? See how different that is. It's worth you guys writing that down, especially if you're arguing with your partner all the time. Okay. I've been doing this really cool thing. Again, you can't tell your kids they need to exercise more or they need to lose weight or they need to stop eating shit. We shouldn't really be letting them eat shit in the first place, but it happens, doesn't it? We all fall into traps. We all make mistakes. We're all human. We're all just doing our best. This is what I'm slowly realizing. But again, if you tell them they need to do something because of X, they will feel attacked, probably tell you to F off, and create friction against not doing whatever it is that you're currently telling them that they need to do. I now can't get the, what is going on here, guys? Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Can't get the comments off, can't get the comments back. So yeah, a very simple reframe there. Right, I think everyone's here, so we're going to get started. So I've been doing this. It's making me feel this way. Insert. I think I've been doing this positive emotion. Would you like to join me? It's that simple. Okay. So my coach has this amazing thing that's on tonight. Watching it has really helped me. Would you like to come and watch it too? Not you're clearly struggling, so you really need to watch this and sort your life out. See how different they are. So today's training is why you never need to weigh yourself again. Why the scales do not define you. Why that number does not define your self-worth or your progress. And the reason why I'm so excited about delivering it is because once I've delivered it and recorded this, I'm never going to have to talk about it ever again. So every time somebody has some form of meltdown because the scales didn't do or say what they wanted them to, and it made them feel like shit and created a negative headspace, I'm just going to say, go and watch guide 158. And I'm going to save myself hours of time. Again, if you have your own businesses, and you keep getting asked the same question, this is a lesson you need to learn. This is what happens in my business coaching. Stop repeating and start recording, okay? If you ever say to yourself, oh my God, if I have to tell one more person this same thing, you should have just recorded it. You should have an FAQ section, okay? This is how I manage so many people and help so many people because I can refer them to the videos. Imagine if I tried to show every new starter individually how to use MyFitnessPal, okay? It would be impossible, wouldn't it? I'd be able to have about 20 clients. So I've gone that deep, guys. There's 24 reasons why you need to stop weighing yourself, why it's not important, and why it's probably holding you back. So every single person watching this, unless you are weighing yourself once to twice per week and it's really motivating you and you're seeing change every week, great. But if it's not, just stop it, because all anger, morning Sarah Siggs, morning Melissa Graham, all anger, frustration, resentment, morning Kelly Lou, and demotivation, morning John, comes from unmet expectations. That's it. That's the bottom line. Okay, so let's just take a week as an example. In this week, you did this: tracked food, got my steps in, went to the gym 5 times, tried hard, did my best. On Sunday morning, I expect the scales to say at least this. What happens if they don't? Anger, frustration, resentment. What's the fucking point? Might as well just give up. Lee doesn't know what he's talking about. Nothing ever works for me. Must be my thyroid. Something wrong with the scales. Fuck it, I'll just eat pizza. We've all been there. I've been there. Nat's been there. Every single person watching this has been there. Basically, essentially, that was it. You expected the scales to say a certain thing based on the work you've done. They didn't, so you lost your shit. And it had a negative effect on your mindset, your day, your life, your motivation, your confidence, and your progress. Same thing happens in business, which is why I'm coaching so many people on business now. Some people get on every sales call expecting to make a sale. And when they don't, either the person's a fucking time waster or they're shit at sales. They only have those 2 outcomes. The person signs up, great, everything's brilliant, same as the scales going down. Person doesn't sign up, same as the scales not changing. Well, they were just another tire kicker, sick of people wasting my time. Can't believe I turned up and they didn't even have the money, or they had to ask their partner. Get it from my coaches all the time. Of course, people need to ask their partner if they're going to invest $1,000. Okay, again, unmet expectations. They went on the sales call. They expected the person to get signed up. They didn't, so they lost their shit. Same as live videos, same as sending emails, same as marketing, same as doing a Facebook post. People in any businesses, they do a Facebook post, they start an ads campaign, they send an email. They expect X to happen. When it doesn't, oh, nothing ever works for me. Okay, it happens in every area of life. Even happens in conversations. We expect our partners to agree with us and support us on every single aspect of life. We expect our friends to do the same. And when they don't, we label them negative, toxic, tire kickers, time wasters, losers, just because of our own expectations. So now I've ranted on that for 18 minutes. At least you get your money's worth, guys. We're going to go through these 24 points. Okay, so strap up and listen in. If the scales are currently holding you back, never, ever, ever weigh yourself ever again. Cover your kids' ears, but fuck the scales. That number does not define you. Does not define how hard you are trying. It does not design your self-worth. And here are 24 evidence-backed reasons why. Number 1, you are weighing every single cell in your body, as well as water. Morning, Mary, all the way from Egypt. Come on, sister, I hope you're still out getting your steps in. As well as water, as well as fat, and as well as muscle. So we're weighing every single cell in the body. All the stored food, all the muscle, all the water, all the fat, everything. So how can that possibly be an accurate marker of how much body fat you are losing. In a word, it can't. Number two, as you start to exercise, your body composition changes. You might well have noticed Nat's world-class quads. Probably one of the best sets of female quads in the UK. Okay. So can you imagine Nat weighs, in fact, I will post a picture of Nat from when I met her, and I'll post a current picture of Nat now. I haven't asked her exactly, but I'm guessing she will weigh around about more now, the same or more. Yeah, she was, going to pick my words carefully here, soft, shall we say. She didn't really have any muscle at all when we met 8 years ago. Imagine her using the scales as the marker of her progress. She's lean as fuck with massive quads and abs, shoulders and arms. Your body composition changes on whatever level. Even if you just start walking and you've never walked, your body composition is going to change. You're going to start to activate some muscle fibers, which will repair and grow. Might not see it visually, but it will happen. If you start resistance training, it's going to happen even more. So the second reason why the scales are no good is because when you exercise, your body composition changes. Number three, half of them aren't even accurate. Try moving your scales around 3 different rooms and weighing yourself 5 times. Most scales will come up with 5 different numbers, and especially in terms of the places. They bugger around when the battery starts going low. And just like Fitbits and food labels and any form of scales, they're not 100% accurate. So you might well have lost 1 or 2 pounds, but your scales aren't accurate. Number 4, you weigh completely different dependence on your stress levels, your anxiety levels. This is directly related to the body's stress hormone, which is called cortisol. When cortisol is high, we will retain water. What happens when we retain water? We weigh more. So you could step on the scales on a stressful day and weigh more than on a non-stressful day. Ladies, you weigh different pre, during, and after your menstrual cycles. Mary, this is so simple. Mary's just put, I've been training for years. The scales messes with me mentally. Stop weight. Never, Mary, comment Lee, I promise you. Now, promise me you're never going to weigh yourself ever again. And watch your mentality change. You know damn well whether you're tracking the food, doing the exercise, how your knickers fit, how your bra fit, how your leggings fit, what you can see in the mirror, pinching your sides, whether you're losing weight or not. If you're not, we need to reduce food or increase exercise. You don't need the scales to tell you that. Get rid of them. Promise me you're going to do that today. Comment promise. It's an order. It's an order for all of you. Unless any of you have a reason that you're going to post in the comments now, the reason I am going to continue weighing myself every week, because the positives that it brings to my life are, and can list 3 things. Why the fuck are you doing it? You're literally making yourself unhappy. You're making yourself feel like shit. You're choosing to take an action that makes you feel like you're not good enough. You're choosing to take an action that lowers your self-worth. You're choosing to take an action that messes with you mentally. All because of these shitty fucking Weight Watchers Slimming World twat plus plans, excuse my language, that base a female's self-worth on what she fucking weighs once a week. What a load of bollocks. Number 3, you weigh differently dependent on your digestion. If you're on delay, cover your kids' ears right now. Or put your headphones in. Probably should know by now you need headphones in. You weigh differently dependent on your digestion. You might need a big poo. You might need to increase your fiber levels. You might not have been for 3 days. You could not have been for 3 days because you've got gut health issues. You've dropped 3 pounds of body fat, but you still weigh the same because you need a big fucking shit. Another reason why the scales are the worst marker of progress. Number 7, that was. Mary, you still haven't promised me that you're not going to weigh yourself. What's the resistance there? You've either stopped watching or you're not going to promise me that. Or you can't type. Or you want to carry on doing something that messes with you mentally. If so, I'm okay with that. But you can't then complain about it. Same goes for everyone. Number 8, it doesn't reflect your health or your happiness. Jesus wept. If your entire happiness is going to be based on a number on a set of bathroom scales every Sunday morning, then we need to do some serious soul searching, don't we? My happiness is based on Nat's happiness, Logan's happiness, your guys' happiness, my focus towards my goals, my own mental health, my discipline, my willpower, my progress, my exercise, how I'm feeling spiritually, mentally, psychologically, what I've done this week, where I've progressed towards my goals, what I've committed to, my own values, honesty, integrity, passion, doing epic things, creating magic memories, making sure Logan has a fun life, making sure he's safe, making sure he's protected. That's what I reflect myself on, not a number. How many times I went to the gym this week, my own level of self-care, what time I went to bed, what I put in my body, who I listened to, what actions I took. Brings us on to number 9. That number does not reflect your effort levels. If you are accurately tracking and weighing your food based on the numbers that I have given you, going to the gym and exercising as hard as you can 3 to 4 times per week and doing 10,000 steps, you will reduce body fat. End of. But going back to part 1, you're weighing every single cell in your body, as well as water, fat, muscle, glycogen, and everything else. Hormones, water retention. It doesn't reflect how hard you are trying, and yet it makes you feel like you're not good enough. Number 10, it very often won't change in 7 days. Yet Sharon from Fat Camp gets you to go to the local working men's club and weigh yourself in front of a bunch of other women once a week. And that defines whether you're good enough or not. Doesn't define how hard you tried. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what struggles you're facing. They're not supporting you. They're not there with you every day. Just come and jump on a scales once a week and I'll tell you whether you're good enough or not. Bullshit. Why is it bullshit? Because it very often won't change in 7 days. It's not long enough. It's not long enough for the body to adapt. I don't know if my weight will have changed. You guys know. I'll be honest with you guys, the 2,000 calorie challenge, I'm currently 800 calories over. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. Okay. I've not been able to stick to it. across those 4 days. So essentially I've done 2,200 calories on average. What I have done is burnt an extra 800 calories approximately through extra exercise and steps. Anyone's ever been to Gulliver's Village will understand the steps. I think I did 3,000 watching Logan run up and down in the thing opposite the burger van. Because that was his favorite part. None of the rides, just the little bit where you run through all the cubby holes. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Couldn't see him, couldn't see him, couldn't see him. Oh, there he is. Couldn't see him, there he is. Couldn't see him, there he is. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So got a lot of exercise in yesterday, loads of steps, a couple of extra dog walks with Frankie, and I've been for 3 extra runs. So I'm pretty sure I've accounted for my 800 extra calories. 600, sorry. 800, wasn't it? 4 days, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to be honest about it. So again, this is why when people come to me and say, I'm strictly sticking to 1,500 calories and I'm doing all that training and I'm weighing all my food and I've not had any cheats, licks, bites, coffees, lattes. You're a better man or woman than me. Okay, so sometimes, that's why it doesn't change. Even the comments broken. Someone comment. Yeah, James has just commented. Morning from Canada. Guys, welcome on board. James Slade. I've been friends with him for excess of 20 years, James. And his beautiful wife, Carrie Ann, all the way from Canada. So very often it won't change in 7 days. Mary, I'm very proud of you for that. Download I Am Sober app. Gordon and I are on day 7. Come and join us. Do 90 days with us. If I can go through a 5-day Ibiza tour when I've got gigs every night and to be accountable to you guys, I'm going to do a live video at 6:30 a.m. every morning whilst I'm there. If I can be accountable in Ibiza, when I'm going to be surrounded by people offering me drink and drugs at every left and right turn, you can't even walk down the street without some looky saying, "Hey, Del Boy Rodney, do you want some cocaine?" Anyone who's been to Ibiza and stayed in San Ann will know exactly what I mean. Then you guys can do it. Yeah, we've got an agreement there. Anyone who wants to do that. If Lee can do it for 5-6 nights in Ibiza, whilst gigging until the early hours in the morning, I'm pretty sure that you guys can do it in the UK. So Mary, you said it. Mary's clothes feel different. She feels incredible. I drink Baileys a lot. Mary, Baileys is full of crap. It's not, just so you guys know as well, next Monday's training is on alcohol, isn't it? But if you are going to drink, I don't expect everyone to be teetotal like me. I'm not teetotal sometimes. Sometimes I lie about how much I drink. Sometimes I lie about when I have drunk. I'm human, just doing my best, just like you guys. I get it. Yeah, vodka and gin, 7 calories per gram of alcohol. That's it, mixed with sugar-free mixers. Baileys is laden with extra calories on top of the alcohol. So's cider, so's wine. Wine's got the fructose. Cider's got the fructose. Wheat's got the beer, and the beer has got the wheat. The wheat has got the beer. No, the beer has got the wheat. So it's a lot of dead calories. So again, this is what people do. I'm tracking all my food accurately and I'm doing all the training, but I'm forgetting about the 650 calories of alcohol per week and then wondering why I'm not changing. So where do we get to? Number 9, doesn't define your effort levels. Number 10, doesn't change in 7 days. Number 11, why it's a bad reason. For many people, especially if you are a bit obese or 3 to 4 stone overweight, the drop at the beginning will be massive. 6 to 7 pounds a week as we drop all the stored water and glycogen. As I said, point one, we're not just weighing body fat, we're weighing every single cell in the body, as well as stored water, glycogen, and body fat. So when we drop all the stored water and glycogen in the first 2 to 3 weeks of a plan, we'll drop loads of weight. We then deem that to be what we expect and want to happen every week. When it doesn't happen and it starts to become half a pound a week, we become disappointed, we become despondent, we become demotivated. We start to question whether it's working. What's gone wrong? Why have I plateaued? What changes do I need to make? You don't. You're just never going to burn more than about half a pound to a pound per week after that initial drop. So again, the scales create something that you feel is the norm within 1 to 2 weeks, and then they fuck you up for the rest of your plan because you expect that every week. Okay. Number 12, £1 per week is maximal in terms of fat loss. Okay. And that's without any other fluctuation changes. So you could lose a pound, but you could be holding a couple more litres of water. Could lose a pound, but you could have gained some muscle. Could lose a pound, but you could be retaining water around your cycle. Again, going to mess your head up. Number 13, okay? You know by your clothes. Mary's just said there, my clothes do feel different. That's all you need to know. If your clothes feel different, what else do you physically need to know? If you can see that you've lost weight, what else do you physically need to know? If you can feel your stomach and you know you've dropped a little bit of body fat, what else do you physically need to know? If your work trousers fit different, what else do you physically need to know? You don't need a number to back it up. Okay. Number 14, it can destroy your mind and your motivation. That's the 14th reason why it's a bad idea and not necessary. Mary said that again. Mary, thanks for getting involved today. I massively appreciate it. You've created some good talking points. Mary said it's destroyed her mind. It's destroyed her motivation. Why? Back to what we said. Unmet expectation. Okay. Number 15, it can sabotage your confidence. Confidence in yourself, confidence in the plan, confidence in me, confidence full stop. So again, we're doing something that risks sabotaging our confidence. We're doing something that risks destroying our mind and our mindset. Which brings me nicely on to number 16, which is it can ruin your entire day at 6 a.m. Hands up if you're a person who now or previously in the past has got up and the first thing they do every single fucking day is weigh themselves. I used to do that. It's like knowing you only get paid every 2 to 3. It's like knowing I get paid every month. Okay, I only get paid every month, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my bank account every morning just to see if some money's randomly gone in. Oh, fucking hell, it hasn't. Now I'm pissed off. Kelly, get your scales out of your house today. Rosie, get your scales out of your house today. Emma, get your scales out of your house today. Just stop it, guys. Honestly, I promise you. Claire, get your scales out of your house. Cece. Cece! Okay, it's not helping you. Okay, you're literally risking destroying your day and your mindset the second you get out of bed. When you could get out of bed, put one foot on the ground, say thank, other foot on the ground, say you, and practice gratitude for everything that you're grateful for in your life. Go downstairs, have a coffee, hydrate, tell someone you love them, send an appreciation message, put some personal development on, go for a walk, get some fresh air, have a healthy breakfast, and start your day like a badass. Instead, the first thing you do is step on the scales and decide that's whether you're going to be happy or sad today. Mental, isn't it? Okay. Number 17 is that a lot of adverts are destroying your expectations through false advertising. Number 18 is people keep comparing themselves to how much other people lost. People compare themselves to how much Nick Lockerbie lost, because he lost 3 stone, I think, in 8 weeks. Nick Lockerbie was eating 5 meals a day off of a plate the size of a fucking dustbin lid and drinking up to 18 bottles of cider per day in lockdown. It's not surprising when he stopped the cider and started eating 3,000 calories, not 6,000, that he dropped a metric fuck ton of weight very, very quickly. Most people aren't doing what he was doing to start with, yet they compare their results to his and then get disappointed when theirs aren't the same. Okay? Don't compare yourself to other people's. This is why the scales are bad. You wouldn't be comparing yourself to other people's how they look. You might do in the check-in pictures, but it's going to have less of a detrimental effect, okay? So there's unmet expectations through false advertising, all these build muscle, shred fast, full of shit plans on the internet. And there's also comparing yourself to how much other people have lost, okay? Number 19 is you cannot measure self-worth in numbers. Measure it in the amount of steps you've done. Measure it in the amount of love in your life. Measure it in how you are feeling. Measure it in your sleep, your confidence, your fitness, how far you can run, how many times you turned up, how many times did you do the morning journal and evening review, how many alcohol-free days have you had, how many times have you been to the gym, how many times have you done what you said you would do. How well are your clothes fitting? How much work are you doing on your motivation, your confidence, and your self-belief? What actions have you taken towards what it is you say you want? What were today's biggest wins? We can literally write down 20 positives every day that you can't measure in numbers. Number 20 is water retention. This can fluctuate throughout your entire life. How many teas and coffees you've had? They're diuretic. How much actual water you had, which your body would hold. What your salt levels, electrolyte levels were like that day. Could depend on how much water you're holding. As I said, stress, where you are on your cycle, ladies. Number 21, why it's such a bad idea, is because if it doesn't change, it will very often lead to overeating. Who's ever done that? Didn't get the result I wanted, so I went and ate some shit. Didn't get the result I wanted, so I went and got pissed. It's that old mindset, isn't it? What's the point? Nothing ever works for me anyway, so I might as well just have the pizza. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's like saying, I'm really skint and I'm not making any sales. I might as well just go and spend some more money. Every bet that I put on keeps losing, so I better just go and gamble some more. Every investment I've made has gone to fucking rat shit, but I'll just keep investing some more money because maybe it might change. Crackers, right? This thing that I want's not working, so I'll go and do the thing that puts me even further back from where I was. All based on a number. And it also leads to this victim mentality. It leads to overthinking, worry. Things are different for me. It's not working. There must be something wrong with my body. Number 22, Miss Melody. Are you still watching? Drop me a oh yeah if you are. This is a huge one, guys. And I left these two till the end, 22 and 23, because I think they're the ones that no one even considers. Okay. Inflammation from training, resistance training, walking, running, going to the gym, just inflammation on its own, which will happen after every session, not fat, water, stored glycogen, anything. So stored water and glycogen can also make it go up. Inflammation from training can make your body weight go up. I think that's what was happening with me. You remember the story that I told you guys about? I knew I was getting leaner, but my weight was going up. And it was absolutely spangling my head into the middle of next week because I had a photo shoot. And I had this idea that I needed to be at 72K for the shoot. I was ignoring the fact that I was getting leaner every day. I was training so hard. I think the inflammation from the training, again, was making my weight go up. Again, very often, if your body's starting to store more food because we're using more, again, the weight can go up, which is 23. So sometimes in order to, Danny, a client that's just come on board, very good friend of mine, Danny Savage, lives in Ibiza. Going to be filming a bit of content together when we're out there. On his CrossFit rig, not sure how that's going to go. I can definitely know I can do some strict pull-ups. That's about it. So, yeah, so he's kind of at a level where he's, you know, he's running some ultra marathons. He's training like a badass. Okay. And he's like a little bit stuck in terms of where he wants to get to in terms of shreddedness, because we're going for some super shreds. Okay. So his weight will almost certainly have to go up in the interim, because we're going to have to build a higher metabolic foundation to get to the level of leanness that he wants to. Hey, mate, should we do a track called Earwax as well? I think we wasted about an hour yesterday on entertaining each other on WhatsApp voice notes, none of which could ever be shared to the public. So, yeah, inflammation from training can make it go up if you start training harder. And also it may need to go up at the beginning. So again, the amount of bikini athletes that have come to me in the past, okay, who have been with shit coaches who aren't qualified in nutrition and everything's going wrong. They've put their heart and soul into prepping for this competition. And they'll be like, Lee, it's not, everything's going wrong. My coach isn't getting back to me. Will you prep me? And the answer's always no, because I don't do it anymore. Because I can't be asked with the drama. Okay. And it's not ethical on most bodies, certainly not females. So your stereotypical bikini athlete who comes to me for help, her coach has massively overcooked it, didn't create a metabolic foundation to start with. She's 8 to 10 weeks out from her competition, and she's already doing 90 minutes cardio, 6 weight sessions, and she's on 1,200 fucking calories. I'm like, where the fuck do you expect me to go with that? I'm not taking your food any lower because it's damaging. Okay. I can't put your exercise any higher because you've already got no more time. So you're stuck. Okay. because her coach probably started the prep on 1,800 calories when the prep should have been starting on 3,200 calories. So again, with Danny, we're going to be going up in terms of food, which will mean his weight will go up because he's going to store more water, more glycogen in order to come back down. I'm putting some accountability on him now as well for how lean we are going to get. Again, bit of balance, okay? The final one is stored carbohydrates and water, guys, okay? Again, I've said this time and time again. This is how all your previous shitty quick fix plans have worked. This is why you may have thought you were with a good coach, because you saw a dramatic drop in weight to start with. Remember, point one was weight. Weight is water, lean mass, hormones, body fat, tissue, glycogen. Every single cell in your body, okay? Remember this, guys. Carbohydrates hold 4 water molecules. Protein and fats only hold 1, okay? The only macronutrient that the body really stores is carbohydrate. Contrary to some popular dumbass beliefs, fat in macronutrients, i.e. in T-bone steak, is not the same as fat, i.e. adipose tissue on the body, okay? You don't eat fat and get fat. You eat too many calories and you get fat. You eat too many calories and you don't exercise and you get fat. That's body fat, not fat, the macronutrient. So the analogy for you guys to go back to, and this is how, when Sharon and Tracy have signed up for their new aloe vera, Cloud9, Juice Plus, 5-2, keto, which can be very effective. I've prepped on 2 competitions, but that's another live video. What else is there? Juice Plus, Herbalife. I don't know. There's hundreds of them, aren't there? And Atkins, Cambridge. So we take all the carbohydrates out right at the beginning. This is like going downstairs into your kitchen right now and taking all the tins out of the cupboard. Over week 7 to 14, you weigh dramatically less. This is why Sharon and Tracy's all over Facebook. I've done this amazing thing. I've lost 7 pounds in a week. Now you need to buy it from me. Multi-level marketing bullshit by people who aren't qualified in nutrition and should be lined up and have rotten tomatoes thrown at their shit spouting heads. Okay? Because you never hear from them after week 14, do you? After day 14. Because guess what? The weight loss stopped because they ate a normal meal, i.e. started storing some carbohydrate and water again, which is what fires your brain up for work. The reason why keto is the only one that's different is because if you do it properly and fully go into ketosis, which I'm going to say 99 out of people can't do because they're not strict enough or disciplined enough to do it. Going into ketosis is when the carbohydrate becomes that depleted that the body starts to produce and oxidize ketones in order for energy. So some people on keto feel reborn when the body starts to use fat, not glycogen, as its predominant energy source. Okay, it's very difficult to do, but can be highly effective. You won't really build any muscle on keto. But any other diet that's not 100% keto, when the carbohydrates are too low, like on all those shitty plans, when we take the tins out of the cupboard and we weigh less, you're basically running your body on empty. Okay, so you're not going to want to train because you're not going to have any energy. You're not really going to be very productive at work because you're not going to have any energy for your brain. That's why in between getting into ketosis, which can normally take 7 to 14 days, people experience a lot of brain fuzz. They say they're really fuzzy. It's because the brain's got nothing to use. Again, when it goes over into ketones and we begin to oxidize ketones for energy, which also means it has to be protein sparing, which is where people go wrong. High fat, moderate protein, zero carb is not keto. It's protein. It has to be protein sparing in order for the ketones to oxidize, which means protein has to be 20% or less, which is not a lot of protein, full stop. Okay. It's really hard. You're talking like 30 grams of chicken in a salad, a mouthful. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. Might do a video on keto, but that's why. Okay. So it's just taking the carbohydrates and the water out of the body so it weighs less. The second Sharon, Karen, or Tracy goes to pub and has a chippy tea after 2 weeks because it got too tough, and then has another carb meal the next day because she's hungover, guess what? The 7 pounds comes back on because the tins are back in the cupboard. All fakery, all trickery, probably never lost any body fat whatsoever, and they disappear back into the distance of failed plans before saying nothing ever works for me. Guys, that's all I've got for you this morning. I love you all. Have an absolutely epic day. Q&A post will go out at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. I want more questions than ever on it. Why? Because questions are the steering wheel of the mind. The quality of my coaching comes down to the quality of the questions that you ask. This is why sometimes I film videos and you guys say, oh my God, I felt like you were speaking to me. Guess what? That's because I pay attention to the questions that you ask, and that's why I build the trainings on. So the better the questions, the better the coaching. Ask some epic questions and we will have an epic session Thursday morning, 7:30 a.m. I've got a video and an announcement to do for you guys later for the world, actually, on my live Facebook group. And what else have I got for you? Overcoming fear and procrastination to live the life you truly love. On Zoom, 7:30 tonight. It's free. I'll drop the link in again. Invite your friends, invite your family. But again, if you are going to invite them, just say, I've been doing this really cool thing. I think it's great. Would you like to come? Okay. Point 24 is really simple, Claire. The only macronutrient that the body stores is carbohydrates. If you take all the carbohydrates out, you will weigh less. Put the carbohydrates back in, you will weigh the same. It's not body fat. It's just changing your stored glycogen up and down to manipulate a number on the scales, not body fat. It's that simple. Guys, I love you all. Have the best day. Be epic.